Metroid Dread. This is the 5th entry in the mainline Metroid series, in which the story of this mainline series finally concludes. Today marks the 1-year anniversary since the game was released, and to be honest, I just want to talk about this game as it was a very impactful game for me in 2021. As we all know, I'm Corbin of Glowplasma231, and again, I don't normally do video game-based content like this. I normally focus on anime and manga, which is one of my bigger passions, but video games have always meant a lot to me, especially Nintendo games, and Metroid is a franchise that's not shy of that whatsoever. So again, Metroid Dread came out 19 years after Metroid Fusion, which was released in 2002. Metroid Fusion, of course, was the 4th game in the Metroid series, and while Metroid Dread is now the 5th. Metroid Dread has a level of polish to it that is very interesting in a game like this. It was helped on by Mercury's team, who helped develop Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS, which is a remake of the 2nd game that came out on the Game Boy originally. And Metroid Dread has a bunch of new mechanics into it. It's got stuff like the melee counter, and it's also got a lot of things like the grappling hook mechanic, right? Climb on the blue surfaces. It's got a bunch of interesting things that really just make this game great. But I think the biggest part of Metroid Dread is the vibe you get from it. I think in the first 2 Metroid games, you got just the vibe of, alright, we're going on some little adventure. But by the time you get to Metroid Fusion and Super Metroid, you really get a sense of, this is an adventure. We are on a desolate planet which is ruined by these Metroids. We are coming to save it. And then Metroid Dread just comes in with a spooky vibe to just like demolish all of these thoughts. It comes in and just wrecks it all. It's very interesting in that way. Another really awesome part about Metroid Dread is the sound design. The sound design goes into that. It makes it feel like a creepy environment. It makes you scared at some points, and just all of the... Of course, one of the new mechanics in this is the E.M.M.I, right? The E.M.M.I is a very influential monster in the game that haunts you down, and it will haunt you down. You can occasionally counter the E.M.M.I, but that's normally not an option. It just goes to build toward a spooky vibe that you get while playing this. And while it may not be the best Metroid game in my opinion, it is such an influential game when it comes to it. I personally own all of the Metroid Dread memorabilia that came out. I own the 2 amiibo, the Dread Samus amiibo, and the E.M.M.I amiibo. Of course, you have that beautiful special edition that came out, and you also have the standard version of the game. I own all 3 of those things. You've got a really nice steelbook and a really nice art book in the special edition. It's worth the $30 no matter how you shake it. This game is just such an influential game. It truly shows what a Metroid game can be, and to be honest, I just can't wait till the next Metroid game. After this game was so impactful, I mean, it sold, if not close to 3 million, it sold over 3 million, which is the highest selling a Metroid game has ever done, especially on the Switch. It goes to show how the Switch just inflated this market and showed them the brilliant game that is Metroid Dread. I know I'm not really doing a good job of like reviewing the game here, being that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to tell you, if you've not played Metroid Dread, it doesn't matter if you played any other Metroid game, play this game. You will not regret yourself for it. It is a masterpiece that just goes through time and truly shows what a good game is. So thank you for listening to this. Again, this is not a typical type of video on the channel. This is a shorter type of deal. But Metroid Dread is what you make it. And to be honest, I made this game out to be a perfect game almost. Is it to levels of greatness that Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion are? Not quite. I think it's the 2nd best Metroid game after Super, but it's still an excellent game that you owe yourself to play. You don't owe yourself to play it. You need to play it. I will come to your house and find you if you don't play. This game is just so good. This is going to be Glowplasma231 out. Bye.